Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Tio's Durumi by Elaine U. This is a book coming out August 5th, 2025. It's a sci-fi from Zando Hillman Books. I received this art from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. This continuation of Ocean's Gadori wraps up the story that started in book one. So, spoilers for book one here. If you haven't read Ocean's Gadori, maybe don't even listen to this. What's it about? I do recommend Ocean Gadori's, though. It was really good. I would not have picked up the second book if I didn't like the first one. So, there we go. So, what is this book about? Teo Anand, former ne'er-do-well second son of the Anand tech empire and current solar fugitive, has just crash-landed on the moon after escaping the latest attempt on his life. But if anyone can help exonerate him, it's his best friend, bold Korean space pilot Ocean Yoon. Falsely accused of murdering his family, Teo is running out of both time and options. But loyalties are uncertain in their group of steadfast comrades and tentative new allies, and it's difficult to know who to trust in the tangled web that awaits them in Artemis, a city on the moon rich in Korean history and haunted by ghosts of Teo and Ocean's past. Further complicating matters are Haven, the pensive medic whose beliefs challenge Ocean's, and the dashing Phoenix, a space raider who's come blazing into Teo's life in more ways than one. All the while, Corvus, the real culprit behind the slaying of the Anans, is sowing a path of destruction that threatens to swallow the solar whole. The crew will wrestle with clashing ideals, flashing bullets, and undeniable feelings as they race towards a stunning final stand. This is going to be a short review because this is a sequel, and while I enjoyed it overall, I don't really have a lot to talk about it regarding... I don't really have a lot to talk about it in depth, I guess. I don't know. As I said, I enjoyed this book, but it paled a little in comparison to the first. Not in terms of the characterization or the prose, but more so because it feels like it lost momentum from the first book. The first one had excellent pacing, and it just kept moving fast. With this one, it takes a great while to get started, as the characters spend the first third to almost one half of the book just sort of sitting around for the most part in some fancy house. Rather than move the plot, they're reacting to things happening to them, which wasn't as engaging as their circumstances in the previous novel. There were times when I wondered why this couldn't have been trimmed down a little bit, as I A, struggled to remember who everyone was, despite the handy recap at the start, and B, I was trying to see where the story was going. I had trouble kind of seeing that trajectory. But once it took off, the novel is very, very compelling, with interesting character arcs and interactions, and two love stories that are similar in circumstance but different in approach, which I thought was really well done. The depth of feeling between the two pairs of lovers is really developed, though some might find it overly dramatic. I liked it. It has a bit of a romance novel style to it, almost like a high drama element. Like, it's very drawn out, like, which is the kind that I like. You know, I like when two characters pine for one another for the entire book and then kind of get together at the end. And yeah, so that if you like that, you'll like this. The villain, Corvus, also gets some backstory, which was helpful in understanding him. Though while his invention was really fascinating, his motives were a bit suspect to me, given he has the same kind of background growing up as Phoenix, and Phoenix didn't turn into a lunatic. So I don't really know, I wish why they had diverged. I wish that had been approached a bit more, and that might have worked a bit better for me if we'd seen because of this situation, he became more radicalized or more kind of incensed by what was happening versus Phoenix, who turned that around to make it more of a rebellion thing. It would have been more interesting for me to see kind of why, given how close they were, but also how their similar backgrounds, why they diverged so much in kind of their approach. I think that would have been interesting. We don't really get that, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, I was kind of I wish that had been fleshed out a bit more. Overall, though, if you enjoyed Ocean's Gadori, it's well worth checking out to conclusion. There's a lot of great action scenes. There's a lot of really fun kind of dialogue. The characters are a great little team. It does have a Firefly-esque element. That's high praise indeed for books. So I try not to make the comparison too lightly. I'd say this one, not as much as you would as some other books that I've read, but it does have that kind of found family kind of fun crew element to it that makes space opera so enjoyable. So yeah, thank you so much to the publisher. I really appreciated it. I love these covers too. Aren't they gorgeous? Ocean's Gadori is so pretty, and then this one's just beautiful. They're lovely. I want to buy them just to have the covers. Anyway, yeah, so thanks.